All right, everybody, now that we have our LLC open, fictitious name registered, we have our EIN document, and we have our Dun& Bradstreet's number, we have all four of those things knocked out and complete. Now the last thing you need to do is open up business bank accounts. Now, a lot of people ask, why do you need to do this? Number one, this is going to be crucial when it comes to applying for business funding. Now, the first two banks that I like to recommend to all of my clients is Chase and number two runner-up, Amex. Now, these are going to be the first two banks that you should register a business bank account with. And the reason why is because these are both national banks, number one, and these are going to be the first two banks that I help you guys get funded under. And the reason why is these banks give the highest limit on credit cards. I've helped people get hundreds of thousands just from Chase on 2 credit cards, and likewise with Amex. So, I want you guys to go and open all business bank accounts with both of these banks. Amex you can do online at amex.com, and you can also do Chase at chase.com. Now, chase.com, when you try to open the business bank account online with them, sometimes it acts weird and it gives you an error message. So if you're getting that error message, 10 times out of 10, they want you to come into the branch and verify your identity. So all you need to do is go on their homepage and then click the button where it says, up in the top right-hand corner, it should say schedule a meeting. And then once you click that button, you will be able to schedule a meeting with your nearest branch, and they will be able to help you get the business bank account open without a problem. Amex, I've never had a problem with. And you should be able to do that one online, no problem, no questions asked. So, opening a business bank account is very, very simple. Really, all you need to do, and if you go into the branch, just make sure you bring a couple forms of identification with. Opening a business bank account is very, very simple. Not really something I need to break down to you guys in depth. Pretty much all you will need is, number one, your articles of organization and your EIN document. Other than that, you shouldn't need anything else business related. Depending on the state, you may need an operating agreement, but most states do not require operating agreements. Some do, so just make sure you Google in your state whether that is required or not, and then you can use AI to go ahead and create you an operating agreement. But these should be the only two things that you need to open a business bank account other than your personal identification. And especially if you go in person, this should be very, very easy for you. But Amex.com is going to be very, very simple, very self-explanatory. You'll just walk through step by step on how to do that. Same thing with Chase if you can get it to work online. Now, the reason why it's better to get these accounts sooner than later is because once you open these accounts, you will immediately start building a relationship with that bank. Now, why is that so important? When it comes to the funding world, there is something called data mining. So essentially what this is a lot of banks, especially these two for an example, they have something called an internal score. So it's basically a client-based relationship score with you individually and how credible you are with that bank. So the sooner you open that business bank account, whether you are ready to be funded or not, the sooner you do that, the more data you will mine with that bank, and the greater your relationship will grow with that bank. And 9 times out of 10, they will give you much higher limits when we get to the road of applying for business funding, just because you open that account sooner than later. So, and for Chase, ideally what I like to tell clients is try to deposit a $2,000 minimum daily balance in that account, if at all possible. If not, it is a $15 a month service charge. But if you keep a $2,000 balance in there, you do not have to pay anything. And this will look very, very good when we go to apply for those business credit cards. So these are the first two banks I recommend. Some other good ones to mention, for some reason, if you guys aren't able to use those, is Truist, Bank of America, Citibank, Wells Fargo, US Bank, and the list goes on. But these are going to be the main two right here is Chase and Amex. They're going to give out the highest limits on the business funding side when we go to get you guys applied for business funding. So open both of these accounts. Once you have all of those documents, your articles of organization, EIN document, Dun & Bradstreet's number, and all that, and you can get these 2 accounts open, and then you will be all good to go on the LLC side as far as applying for funding. Now, in the next video, we're going to talk about how to structure and pre-qualify yourself for business funding. So stay tuned for this free masterclass, and I'm going to show you guys how to qualify yourself for business funding and how to start off with those $50,000 and $100,000 approvals. So stay tuned. Let's get it.